You know, just the XYZs this time was quite one-dimensional, but on the other hand, with the last Christian, we had a full synchro extra deck, and now we have a full XYZ, whereas we have probably a pretty much full Link extra deck from Finley, I'd guess, with his Maliss deck.
Yep. And yeah, we see a pretty strong start here. Maliss being still the most represented deck this weekend, as we saw from the meta breakdown. Let's see if they can conversion into still being the most represented in Top Cut tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a pretty premium start from Finley here, getting to banish the Dormouse, draw 2. He's got all 3 Maliss monsters on the field, and he's got 5 cards still in his hand, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, what I saw from Finley, and looking at Lachlan's deck lists, he's playing... I don't think he's playing any Nibiru. No, he's not. So he's just sitting on Ash Blossom, and I mean, he has Impulse, which I haven't seen in permanents, but it looks like there's no response yet. So yeah, maybe we will see Finley just combo off here, and I think it's looking very promising for him. And now going for the red ransom.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying himself here. It can be very difficult to interrupt the Maliss deck because it's such an effective Link strategy. If you negate the effects of these Cyburst monsters, often they can just be used as Link materials anyway, and you can just kind of carry on playing. Almost feels like cards like Infinite Impermanence and such don't really have as much effect as they do on other strategies.
Yeah, especially when they access the trap cards. There is also, you know, a bit of a mind game, as in this case, in which of the Maliss trap cards is set. So it can be quite tough to interrupt for sure.
Yeah, it's quite novel. You can just like set one of your cards.
Yeah.
You set your Infinite Impermanence before you start playing, and you make your opponent have to think once or twice before interrupting any of your Maliss effects. Here comes the Chessie Cat. That's all 3 Maliss monsters. It's quite a nice thing. I mean, you have to pay life points, which is obviously you'd rather not, but it's quite nice when you're playing sometimes when you struggle to keep track of all your once per turn effects. You can just look at the life point pad and see, oh, I've paid 900 so far, so I must have used all 3 of my Maliss effects already. Here comes back the red ransom.
Yeah, okay. I was a bit confused because we had 2 different banishments, but now.
Yeah, Maliss do so much banishing. They need an extra zone, yeah. Oh, I saw that. Did you see a dimension shifter on the bottom of Finley's deck?
He's playing 3 on the...
Makes sense. I mean, might as well take full advantage of the card when your deck can allow it. I think it takes away a lot of the, you know, diversity as well. Like when you walk into a 2500 tournament, you can expect, especially in day 1, to play against a lot of strategies, and a card like Shifter in the main deck makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's almost like not the most popular card in Maliss, which is strange considering like most decks that can afford to run Shifter normally just go ahead and run Shifter, but I think a lot of players kind of opting to say like, my deck's powerful enough, I'll side deck Shifter if I need it, but I just don't need it in the main deck. I can just play anyway.
This is great. He's, I think, on 5 cards in hand still, so unbelievable stuff.
Here comes the Boa. I'm interested at why the Griffin got summoned. Oh, just so you can summon it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you need to summon it in the main monster zone for it to be extremely effective, and yeah, this is great. So you don't give your opponent an extra monster zone. And that is quite relevant because, as we've mentioned, we have a full XYZ deck, not even a Link. So it's going to be tough to play around that Griffin. What an opener.
And I think Finley, the only thing that maybe Finley is missing is having something in his hand, because I think he's sitting on 3 field spells.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
But Shark to start with is, I'm going to say Buzzsaw is one of my favorite looking ones, but I don't think that is the Buzzsaw. Yeah, I guess you can kind of tell often by looking at people's deck lists, given we know none of them are on the Forbidden Limited list, that probably the ones you want to draw are the ones that you play 3 copies of. How's your fish spotting, Marcello?
I mean,
you can tell which fish that is.
Is it the Hydro Jet? I think it's
go.
Hydro Jet, so yeah, there it is. I'm actually surprised that Finley didn't pick it up, so kudos to him.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe just trusting his opponent with telling what it does, but I mean, you never know. Maybe he's a shark enthusiast of his own. So, this time around, we are going to be using the Ash Blossom, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what these cards do, I think, because that Abyss Shark, I think you do have to read it before you can tell that you can Ash Blossom it. So I think he already knows the effect, because it special summons itself and adds all as one effect. So in this case, that's a bit of a downside, because you'd rather summon it and then it's still on the field. But in this case, no issue there. Is that a Fishborg, one of the new Fishborgs that can summon itself by discarding another water monster from your hand?
This is a familiar one. Abyss Shark gets to resolve and bring out just the one totally awesome. Is that gonna be it? With just 2 face down trap cards. We can upgrade our Mammoth Shark.
Everyone's been using Mammoth Shark wrong. You can just use it as a material after you do it. You can search for 2 full armor cards from your deck, which I think there are 2 of in the main deck for Lachlan. Not too sure what they do. Full armor XYZ.
The Armor Fortress, right?
And the Armor Fortress. Well, that's, it searches for 2 full armor cards, so he's just picked up a couple from his main deck. Just like Bystial Duo Drive.
Pretty much, yeah.
Spot the difference between these 2 guys.
I mean, there are only 2 targets in the game, regardless for it, so he's just added both.
No, there's another card that he added which counts as a full armor card.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite an impressive opener. He's also managed to summon... okay, now we are reading. I remember that card from back in the day because I played it at the World Championship, actually, through Draco. It was one of the nicher picks, but you would summon it with actual 2 level 6s, so quite a bit more powerful here. And yeah, we draw and we start things off with Gold Sarcophagus. Really, really good extender for the Maliss deck.
It's always nice, I guess, if you're playing Maliss and you activate a Gold Sarcophagus that no one chains an Artifact Lancia. Good start.
Oh yeah.
No Imperial Iron Walls either.
But here comes the full armored XYZ.
Let's see, perform another XYZ summon. What is this guy?
I think it's the Dark Knight Lancer.
Yep. There he is for you guys.
Here, by the way, the chassis card is good because he actually... Oh, okay, but never mind. There's the Impulse.
I was reading the Lancer to try and figure out if it was summoning that you wanted to do, but maybe you just want to have the trap in the grave so you can get the full value out of Impulse. But it doesn't look like that's mattered too much because something was negated.
Yeah, on his own, it doesn't do much, honestly. So.
Is it time for the Toad? It's always tricky when your opponent has a face-down card against Maliss. You don't know whether you're going to get full value out of your interruptions.
Oof. And there it is. Solemn Judgment straight out of the side deck.
Yeah, a very handy card here. Just not playing with the traps at all. We're just discussing, you know, does it matter? You know, when do you want to interrupt? But here, it doesn't matter when you have the Judgment. Your opponent can't chain to it.
Yeah.
But the downside is, I guess, the effect has not been used yet of that Maliss monster. So if you banish it with your Maliss in Underground field spell, well, then you can use it again. But what is this full armored XYZ going to do? Looks like he's equipping a Bahamut Shark to his full armored Lancer.
And this allows you to activate the effect of the Lancer as well.
Oh, when something's equipped to it, what does it do?
Ooh, it's just taking control of Finley's monster. Cool.
I'm gonna show you guys once more, but yeah, essentially you can attach a monster your opponent controls to it.
Nice.
So yeah, cheeky nice interaction, and we still have the Totally Awesome available. So definitely unusual, but seems like it's being effective.
He wants it.
Of course.
What's it going to do with the Malice Underground? I suppose you don't want your opponent to have any Malice cards in the graveyard that don't need to be there.
Here comes another field spell from Finley.
Just checking, I guess it's you can only activate once per turn or something like that. Or is it you can only activate the effects? You always have to check these things on your cards as to whether it says you can only like activate or use or so on and so forth, to see what happens when it's negated as to whether you can use a fresh copy. And it looks like in this case we can use a fresh copy. And despite all these interruptions from Lachlan, is there going to be enough gas for Finley to push through?
Yeah, because he also obviously paid the 4,000 life points for that judgment, so if he's not able to stop him completely, it's rough.
So what's been used in terms of Malice effects? I guess all three, given the life
Yeah,
points
he
of Finley.
used the Dormouse, White Rabbit. Chessie Cat, I think, is missing.
That was what I thought, but the life points would indicate that he has used it, but maybe I missed that.
Yeah, that's it. So unfortunately not quite enough to push. So he passes play back to Lachlan, who has recovered the shark back from the graveyard with the Totally Awesome, and now gets a chance to use it again. The Abyss Shark that couldn't resolve last turn, now does, and it's really, really strong here.
Yeah, I get to summon and add. This is a very, very powerful card if you're playing your shark deck. It looks like he's hovering over a Bystial Shark. Just gonna get him access to a big bunch of free sharks. And I was having a peek at the extra deck earlier of Lachlan. It looks like there's some very powerful options for inflicting an awful lot of damage very, very fast with the Shark Drake from the extra deck. Can attack multiple times, deal piercing damage, and so on.
Now Finley is going to respond with the TB11.
I was waiting for you to say that because I still haven't figured out the names of the traps yet. So you can't use the effects of whatever you summon, but you can just summon it straight from your extra deck when your opponent controls 3 or more cards, I think. And that's going to be relevant because the other Malice trap, if you control a Malice Link monster, will allow you to banish a card on the field when it resolves. So I wonder if that's the plan right now. Or maybe you can't use the effects this turn, so you'll have to deal with it eventually, but that's okay for now.
We don't know Finley's last card, right? The set card, I guess.
I think it's one of the other Malice traps.
It is.
Yeah.
It was searched, yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to try and make up the name. I think I'll get it wrong.
It's one of them.
2 letters and 2 numbers. They all 11, or no, they have different numbers?
Oh, the different
No,
numbers,
different,
yes.
yeah. Lachlan having a think, but finally commits to next YZ summon. What is it gonna be?
Was that the Stealth Kraken?
Yeah, it's one of the best cards.
Yeah, it's one of these, like, again, you have to summon it with 2 waters, but turns the whole field into waters,
Yeah.
and then you can detach a material to pop a water monster on the field and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack, I want to say. So It's a pretty powerful effect, quite reminiscent of Volcasaurus. But I think Volcasaurus got an upgrade. I didn't know it needed an upgrade, but you know, I think you can still attack. I think it has an extra effect when it's destroyed.
I mean, and often the relevant effect can have, you know, this very annoying benefit of shutting down plays by turning them into water. So against some decks, it's really, really annoying.
Wonder which shark adds the spell. The Aqua Jet. Allowing you to fire more sharks off at your opponent. Is it a quick effect to destroy with the Stealth Kraken, or is it spell speed 1?
It should be quick.
It's quick. Yeah.
Wow. It's very powerful.
It's really good.
You could respond by destroying the Link
and
monster.
Finally, yeah, the Maliss trap card is used. Yeah, it was about to immediately chain it, but might as well have a little read first.
Yeah, all of the Maliss traps care about whether there is a Link on the field at resolution rather than when you activate it. Your Abyss Shark. It's an aqua, right? The Perulia, not a fish.
I see a shifter.
Yep. You see the shifter?
Yeah. It has it.
Oh, and I see a lot of interruptions from Lachlan, though.
I'd say a handful of interruptions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it Fuvalos Ash?
Fuvalos Ash, yeah.
I could see a Nibiru. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Fortunately, the call by the grave is there, but I doubt he's gonna be able to use it on the shifter, because most likely we're gonna see it this turn, but you never know. Okay, seems like, yep, we are gonna see this Fuvalos result.
Yeah, I mean, it makes good sense to activate Fuvalos now, because otherwise your opponent may already have a trap that they could respond to Fuvalos with to summon from the deck. So if you do it now before the trap is set, then your opponent can't sort of chain it to get an extra little summon out.
Are you a draw face Fuvalos type of player, or what do you think?
That's a good question. I understand it, and I guess if it's like your only interruption, then maybe you do it. But I don't know. I feel like you have to practice with it a little more to find out what's best.
I mean, it also seems as if Lachlan is missing a bit of engine, so maybe he does need the draw. And I mean, at the same time, now he's not guaranteed to get one, so we'll see.
You can tell Phil is debating whether to continue or not, but
what just happened? Yeah.
I think he thought he'd activated Shifter, and went to banish it.
This is okay.
Do you think Finley doesn't have a Fuvalos in his deck for the
I just checked it.
Designator? Because he has a Designator in his hand, right? I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I like the sportsmanship, because technically there was a window in which maybe, luckily, he didn't summon the Link yet, because otherwise he would have not been able to use the shifter. But good catch, and yeah, this is pretty good. Only gave his opponent. He needs to draw one more card, I think.
Yeah, 2 draws, right? One off the Crypto, one off the
Did he draw for turn? I don't think so.
Link. So
Okay,
go up to
perfect.
7.
Okay, you don't want to forget it. Oh, unfortunately, it's not really the best to pick up, but is it Perulia? Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes open for that hard scripter. It's got a very unique effect in that if it points to a card, then it cannot be negated. And that's a line of text that's in brackets rather than part of the effect. So it's a very strange card in that if you negate, like a lot of cards like this, if you negate the whole effect, then that line of text saying it can't be negated goes away. But in this case, it does not go away. So if Finley was able to summon something to one of the Link arrows, then Heart Scripter would still be able to banish, even though it's already been like negated, which is a very, very unique interaction, I'd say. So you've got to watch out for that.
Want to try this out, Tom? Which number is it?
I'm not going to try. CP11?
It's the I think it's the 06.
I'm sorry, Tom.
No, I tried.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it just changed it on the impermanence and yeah.
I wonder if there's like some meaning to the numbers and the letters. If I knew that, it'd probably be easier to remember why the names. Maybe Finley's talking about that exact interaction now that he can use the hard scripter.
Yeah, there is a meaning. I can tell you that much, but you're probably it's quite tough. It's related to the chapters of the book, so it's it can be quite tricky to know by heart, I guess. Only for fans, die-hard fans.
So what has Lachlan got to show for himself this turn? Fortunately, assuming he went to the main phase, that would make the infinite impermanence live. So he'll be able to activate it.
Here comes the talent.
Do you think he's taking control?
Could be the case. We'll find out in a moment. What's this one, Tom?
CP11?
50-50 lost.
I'm just going to keep saying CP11. Add a card
TP.
and banish.
Yeah, this is the MTP 07, unfortunately.
And hard scripter gets to come back. Very tricky to interrupt there, because the impermanence just kind of doing very little. And hard scripter probably has the least useful of the effects when it comes back. It gets to double its attack. So I think the other ones, like Red Ransom, gets to banish a Cyburst from your deck, which is a bit more useful.
So we're still holding 5 cards, now 4, I guess, from Lachlan.
Another shark. A lot of the sharks seem to be able to treat themselves as different levels, so maybe you can still make use of that Malice monster as a level 3 to make an interesting XYZ. Surfacing big jaws, that one. If you're looking for it, Marcello. If you've activated a spell, I think you can special summon it. From your hand. I think some players were playing around with this in even the Ryziel deck, because you just need to have activated a spell and then you can special summon it and then add another shark from your deck to your hand, so you could just quickly put out a totally awesome, playing it in with the rank 4 theme. Here comes the Virtue Dragon.
Yep.
Can detach material. I guess he just run Virtue Stream. I don't know if he does run the Virtue Stream going second, but probably has it in the main deck at least.
Finley debating, and yes, does respond. Yeah, yes, thought about it a bit. And here you can see, obviously, as in the previous turns, all the additional benefits from this shifter, which not only shuts down your opponent but also, you know, gives you additional triggers for your Malice monsters. Yeah, so good.
Lachlan's still got a lot of cards, but I think the shifter just put in so much work.
Yeah, because unfortunately I think he's holding Purulia and Ash, probably something like that. So only half of the end is relevant at the moment.
Yeah, he's still got 5 cards.
Yeah, 3 more outside.
Ash called Purulia, right? And 2 other cards, yeah.
Oh, here comes Buzzsaw Shark, which is very powerful. You can special summon a shark from your deck. Those are the two of the best cards to have.
Indeed.
Dominus Impulse. So it should stay in the hand. No traps in the grave because of the shifter. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
No traps in the grave.
Yeah.
Very kind to remind
Exactly,
him.
yeah. Good sportsmanship again from Finley, returning the favor, probably.
Does he have a way to extend this?
Yeah, I think the Buzzsaw Shark does it itself, right? You can target a water monster you control and then special summon another water monster from your deck with the same level, something like that. Maybe it has to be another water monster or something like this.
And yeah, this Abyss Shark remaining in the end is actually quite crucial because we needed a card to get the extender of the fish board.
And here comes, so we're going to see a triple XYZ, of which there is one, and it does a lot of damage. I think if we have a look at this Shark Drake, I can't remember which one makes the sharks do double damage, but yeah, Shark Drake does a lot of damage, and I think you put an even bigger Shark Drake on top of it and do even more damage, but I don't know if we get up to 8,000 quite, but we're not doing badly. And getting Malice to low life points is quite relevant.
Yep, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like that is the card of choice. It's just the Bahamut Shark once more. Because we saw the, you can just upgrade it afterwards. Yeah.
Here comes the Toad.
Here comes Totally Awesome. And then we are going to upgrade the Bahamut Shark just like we did previously in game 2.
This is a very impressive showing. He's pushed through the shifter and a bunch of Malice interruptions.
Yeah, and now we get the armor cards.
This is great if you think about it, right? I mean, he's navigating through this quite impressively, and yeah, he's going to resolve once again the Armor Fortress, and I mean, I'm impressed. Yeah.
What can we do to deal with the Heart Scripter? Let's have a look. I'm wondering what the equip spell offers. Got to remember the Heart Scripter still should have its attack points doubled. Oh, it's just when something gets equipped right, you can attach something to it, so you just attach the Heart Scripter.
Yeah.
So many free XYZ monsters coming out. Just like Zodiac.
Yeah.
How many has he put on top? So that Bahamut Shark summoned a second one, and then he's put 3 on top of the Bahamut Shark. So with just 2 rank 4s, you get quite a lot of bang for your buck.
Pretty wild, but yep. Lancer is back online, and let's see.
You just activate the equip, and then just like in the last game, if something becomes equipped, you can just take one of your opponent's monsters and attach it.
This is looking fantastic from Lachlan, showing us that the deck can push going second as well. Yeah, it's so much damage.
Did that just attack twice?
Oh, really?
I don't know, it looked like it. He kind of motioned like he was attacking twice. I don't know how.
And the Ash Blossom on the TB11 as well.
Oof. This is big. Like, we pushed so much damage, we still have the Totally Awesome and possibly can interrupt. Yeah, I mean, because Shifter is gone, so next turn we have Armored XYZ and we can just do the same thing, attaching one of our opponent monster possibly, right? We could have another.
More things.
Got it back to the end. Yeah, okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! What are we overlaying on the Toad?
Oh wow!
What, you just summoned it during the battle phase?